Hello, friends. It's Chapo. We've got Pelosi stepping down as leader of the House Speaker. Just reading here from New York Magazine. Nancy Pelosi's historic tenure as the Democratic Party's longest-serving House leader is coming to an end. The 82-year-old California Democrat who became the first female Speaker of the House in 2007 and has since served on and off in that position announced on Thursday that she won't seek re-election to the Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hours come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect, she said in a speech. Am I grateful that so many are ready to, I am grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility. So cheers to the direct action taken by that gay prostitute to get this old bag out of there. Hakeem Jeffries will be the target of the next Hammer-related home invasion.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you loved the pure stasis of the Obama years, but hated his ability to communicate and any charisma he had, boy, are you in for a treat. I didn't realize this. Hakeem Jeffries did an interview with, I think he's at Politico now, the Politico DNC mouthpiece.
Yes, Edward DeVore fetish. Whatever.
Yeah, the guy, another hyphenated name guy, the Isaac DeVore something, where he... I mean, it seems like a pretty explicit reference to us, the thing that he said.
Yes.
He said he was like, hey, I care about economic and racial stuff, but I'll never bend the knee to hard left democratic socialism.
Yes, this is so awesome.
From the DeVore fetish article in The Atlantic, I believe, he says, there's a difference between progressive Democrats and hard left democratic socialists, he told me. It's not a distinction that I'm drawing. They draw that distinction. And so clearly, I'm a black progressive Democrat concerned with addressing social and economic injustice with the fierce urgency of now. That's been my career. That's been my journey. And it will continue to be as I move forward for however long I have an opportunity to serve. There will never be a moment where I bend the knee to hard left democratic socialism. He goes on to write, Jeffries likes that phrase, bend the knee. He took it from Game of Thrones. No, he didn't, bitch. He took it from us.
No, he did not.
Fuck off.
We took it from Game of Thrones.
No, we took it from No, and we didn't take it from Game of Thrones. We took it from the thing that we like to make women do at gunpoint. That's the reason we said it. Not because it's in the TV show, but because we love doing Me Too. Yeah, Jeffries is... I said this before, he was crowned the successor. He's like J-Rock from Trailer Park Boys, but for being Jewish. He wishes he was Jewish.
And Richie Torres.
Be a Jewish man. When Jeffries was in the process of losing all those New York House races, he said, we have to speak Yiddish, not Hebrew. To which everyone replied, what? And subsequently lost all their swing districts.
I'm thinking about Hakeem Jeffries as J-Rock from Trailer Park Boys. New York State used to be blue. If it happened to me, it can happen to you.
All New York House Democrats should be put in that medieval thing where it's like a board with holes for your head and hands and people throw tomatoes at you. I don't know. Yeah. How did you had talk about a localized red wave? The things that Republicans were saying were going to happen in the midterms for 2 years, they only happened in Florida and Long Island.
Yeah.
How did you do that? You suck.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, Nancy Pelosi, we've heard a lot to her career as the Speaker of the House. One of the most effective speakers of the House. One of the most gifted legislators of all time. And in a certain sense, she was a very successful Democratic Speaker of the House because she has been, one of the most reliable enemies of progress in this country for her entire tenure in government. And Hakeem Jeffries will be no different. This guy really is the perfect standard bearer for the modern Democratic Party. And you could talk about what a phony he is, but I mean, phoniness is the brand. I just got to read a little bit more from the Vor fetish article. I mean, he says,
I'd argue he's way worse than Pelosi, both as far as effectiveness and
a huge downgrade.
Yes, Pelosi
with her being 8 million years old and under constant hammer attack, still more competent, better at the job than he'll be. Amazing. They've gerontocratized and still got worse in the leadership position.
Yeah, no. Pelosi was hostile to the left, but at the end of the day realized how many progressives there were in the House and realized the need to sort of at some points like achieve some sort of consensus position or leadership, like some sort of leadership concessions or committee appointments. Jeffries is just completely insane. Like, the first thing he says in this article is about a podcast. Like, come on. He's out of his mind.
I can't wait till we get attained by the House of Representatives. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
No, there's some more stuff about Jeffries here. He says, it says, Jeffries likes that phrase, bend the knee. He took it from Game of Thrones. Again, not true. He says, black progressives do tend to tackle issues first and foremost with an understanding that systemic has been in the soil of America for over 400 years, he said. Hard left progressives tend to take the view that the defining problem in America is one that is anchored in class. That is not my experience as a black man in this country. And perhaps that's where we have a
number one receiver of hedge fund donations of anyone in Congress.
Yeah.
What is he done on the systemic racism?
Yeah, where's the progress there, buddy?
Is he talking about when they kneeled with kente cloth? Is that him taking that on?
God,
is that a legislative accomplishment?
The urgency though was so fierce.
The fierce urgency of now.
That was a very fierce urgency. Yeah, that was 400 years in the making.
He goes, or perhaps a number of Jeffries' wary activists told me politicians on the left think he enjoys picking fights with them. Or perhaps one Democratic representative who's not close to the Jeffries told me they're just expressing the natural suspicion that people who aren't in leadership have of those who are. Another really great segment from this piece here. It says here, he's taking Edward Vorfetish around his neighborhood in Brooklyn. And it says here, all the changes in Jeffrey's neighborhood and his career haven't changed him, he insisted. He's still the guy who brings in a DJ for his signature Hip Hop on the Hill event in Washington, who quoted a Biggie lyric as a prosecutor for Trump's first impeachment, who has, if you don't know, now you know, embroidered on a throw pillow in his D.C. office. God, this guy's
so he's a 31-year-old white woman who goes to the farmer's market.
He is
put your hair in a bun, put on some gangster rap and handle it. Go to APAC and handle it.
He is like one of those gentrifying murals in Brooklyn of like Biggie, it spread love. It's the Brooklyn way, just made flesh.
No, yeah, this is okay. You know how I said that Donald Trump would smoke Ron DeSantis in an Israel contest? You know who would smoke them both? Hakeem Jeffries. Probably the most like above and beyond the Call of Duty pro-Israel Democrat in leadership, I would say.
Well, he's got the reins. He's got the reins now. But yeah, I mean, if you read the DeVore article, it's like it's a good indication of just how meaningless the word progressive is. He's like, look, I'm a progressive Democrat, not a hard left Democratic Socialist Democrat. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, like, it's just at a certain point, like, I think in the Bush years, like, liberals decided that liberal was a dirty word, and now they're calling themselves progressive. But, like, the article does say, before we get too hard on them, the article does make very clear he definitely supports Medicare for all, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I wonder if there's footage of Nancy Pelosi saying that we need single payer health care from 30 years ago.
The article makes no mention of his. I mean, it says that his top donors are from like hedge funds and things like that. But like the Vor fetish guy is just like, it seems like he agrees with House progressives and the Justice Democrats more than he disagrees with them. So why all the beef? Why is everyone so angry at this guy?
The Vor fetish is just one of the biggest dick riders for Democratic leadership that there is in journalism. He was the only guy that like John Delaney could go to get a quote out during the primary.
Him and us once again, and us too. He's dick riding us.
Yeah,
he's following us on the Delaney train. Yeah. But like the fact that he's a New York House Democrat is so funny because like we were talking the other day about how about the red wave only hit New York. And it only seemed to hit the districts of people who like went all in on like, hey, we're just so you know, we're not defunding the police. And like the state Democratic Party of New York is like not a party. Like they do not function at all like a political party because their only function is to, just essentially defenestrate any kind of left-wing pressure that they get.
Keep their phony jobs at all costs. Yeah. Why would they want to get more Democrats elected. They are competing with them for fucking money and influence and donations. Fuck off. Get out of here. Let me be my little the king. Fewer the better. I saw an amazing map that showed that the county in New York or county in Pennsylvania that ran hardest like against the current of Shapiro and Fetterman and for Republicans was the one that was in like on the border with New Jersey in the New York media market.
Yep.
Like if you were getting New York media, you were essentially were being told by both sides that you should vote for a Republican.
The New York Democratic Party is like it's like the early Ottoman succession scheme where brothers would be kept apart from each other and taught to wage civil war, so the winner would be crowned sultan. But for about, I would say, under $200,000 a year in kickbacks,
that's it.
For incredibly low stakes.
So then would that make Sean McElwee a janissary? He's like a big boy that they've abducted and taught to fight for them.
I would love to see him in one of those hats.
He's like a janissary who tried to make a play and like got castrated.
Now you're a eunuch now. Hold this fan.
So best of luck to Hakeem Jeffries and fond farewell to Nancy. I mean, whatever. I mean, she's still going to be in government. She's just losing. I mean, she's just stepping down from the leadership role and handing it off to the young blood whose brain is even older than hers. I mean, that's the great part. He's like, we have to make way for new leadership who's somehow their behavior and personality is of a 90-year-old woman instead of an 80-year-old one.
Yeah, no, He has the exact positions of fucking Scoop Jackson, who would be 120 if you're alive today. Did you see what erstwhile disappointment Jamel Bowman said about all this? They asked him like, hey, Hakeem Jeffries has been like very hostile to the left wing of the party, even, very compliant House progressives. What do you think about him being elevated to leadership? And he went, 2 leaders from New York? That's gangster.
Oh my God.
Fucking dude.
God.
Oh my God. Homer Simpson's brain.
Could you hold still, please, sir? That's what I got to say to that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, wow. I mean,
take the crown out.
I mean, it's funny because like we've been talking for years now about how these people have won everything, have like conclusively just castrated the left in this country, and the House Progressive Caucus is about as housebroken as it fucking gets with their fucking the Ukraine statement. They were like, "Hey, think we should try negotiating an end to this war?" And they were like, "Nope, sorry, an intern sent that out." But yeah, like so, it's funny. Like I mean, that this guy is still